Voice of the people.
Good day and welcome to the program Midday Show, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM, and the same way so they get you live on the internet on www.radiodemocracy.sl. Mina Adeyemi Jackson, where they bring this edition of the program Midday Show come to you. Like all time inside the program, we get plenty news, information, and other things. So continue for day with me for the next 1 hour. As inside the program also today, get for talk to the Media and Communication Manager, Office of the Ombudsman, Christopher Wallace Johnson. We go talk about some of the reform them way they happen now the Ombudsman Office and how this will able for improve them work and self-address the issue of injustice and other things them way people them they facing at the place of work. I want to say good afternoon and welcome to the program Midday Show. With that now we guess this afternoon we Christopher Wallace Johnson, Media and Communication Manager, Office of the Ombudsman. We can talk about some of the reforms where they happen now the Office of the Ombudsman. You can be part of the program by way you go send message to the number 077-981-981, or you can go navigate the Democracy Facebook page and also with YouTube page. You say you go drop your question or message on the issues that we will discuss inside the program today. The program now Midday Show and they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. The program they continue and they look at with first material inside the program. The presiding bishop and global leader of Harvest Intercontinental Ministries Unlimited, Reverend Dr. Darlington G. Johnson say the over 500 delegates them where they attend this year Triennial General Conference where Harvest Cathedral the whole for talk about the role of the church for promote global peace, security, and development. A talk this is our interview with Radio Democracy for sake of the Triennial General Conference where Harvest Cathedral International they hold from February 14 to the 17th this year. Let me listen to extract of the interview where Bishop Dr. Darlington G. Johnson do with Radio Democracy.
We're here in Freetown, and I remember when this work started 11 years ago. There was nothing. And the day we come and we see what God has done with a ministry that started led by a Sierra Leonean young man, much younger than I am, with a lot of young people, and to come here today and see, first of all, just the infrastructure. This is amazing. This is definitely an indication of what we know, but it just affirms that anymore that the Lord truly is with us and the Lord is in this, because this would not have been possible without the Lord. Secondly, we're gathering from all over the world, but our theme this week is igniting the passion for the Great Commission. We've always been about soul winning. Our motto is win the lost at all costs. But there's a sense of urgency that at this time, at this season, in this ministry, God is calling us to recommit and to move forward in a far greater way to take the gospel to the whole world. And so I'm convinced we have these conferences every 3 years, but this one, I believe, is going to be different. Significantly different in terms of the impact it's going to have on us and the momentum that we're going to leave here with to take the Great Commission, to take the gospel to the nations. I'm excited about it. We have here this week demonstrated that there's so much that Africa can do without having to depend upon the West. Sierra Leone has demonstrated what's possible. When people are united and committed to a particular vision, it's amazing what is possible. One can put 1,000 in flight, two can put 10,000 in flight. So this week, one of the major lessons that I believe we are learning, and many of our ministers that are coming from other nations will see, You don't have to live in America for God to use you to do the impossible. You don't have to have resources, millions of dollars coming to you, even in a country that from a financial standpoint has its own challenges. Where there's vision, where there's leadership, and where there's unity, everything is possible. So one of the significant results, as I said earlier, that will come out of this meeting is that when our pastors and ministers, and even their bishop, returns to their respective places of service, there will be a level of faith that will cause us to walk in greater boldness, attempt greater things, and see far more results than we have ever imagined. But again, any organization, any business, anything you want to do rises and falls on leadership. And there are certain skills. I mean, if you're going to have a doctor attend to you when you're sick, you want to know that doctor has received the proper training and understands the laws that govern medicine. Just because we're doing the Lord's work doesn't mean that there are not things, skills, information that people need to be trained in so that they're more effective. The zeal by itself is not enough. And so we're going to be receiving the kind of information that can help us make better decisions. We're going to be acquiring greater skills to help us implement those decisions. And so knowledge, understanding, education always empowers those who receive it to be able to do what they do and to do it better. At Harvest, we're committed to excellence. And for us, excellence is not a destination, it's a journey. We never get there, but we keep seeking to do things better than we did it before. To learn from our mistakes and see what else we can do, how we can go about it differently to get better results. Because we lack the kind of knowledge that will set us free, even in terms of our emotional and mental needs. When the gospel is preached and people embrace the revelation of how deeply God loves them, something powerful happens in the psyche. And then, of course, in addition to that, there is a very real power available to us in Christ through the gospel, the power of the Holy Spirit. And when the Word and the Spirit come together and release through prayer, amazing things happen. I mean, I know of some young people who were once bound by this addiction, and through the gospel have been released. Now, we know it's much easier, but it's not only spiritual, it's also supported by the environment. And so where there can be a combination of the teaching and the revelation of Jesus' prayer and the kind of physical support that provides them room to grow and acquire new skills, etc., it makes it even better.
Charlton Johnson, it's indeed a blessing having you in Sierra Leone at this particular crucial moment, at the time when our nation itself is so much in need of the intervention of God. You believe so much that if the end time harvest, right, Christ himself is ready for his church.
We've come full of the Holy Spirit, we've come with the Word. The power is in the Word, the power is in the Spirit is in us. Jesus is here, he will work through us. Amen? The Bible says the gospel is the power of God in this happening.
Dr. the presiding bishop and global leader of Harvest Intercontinental Ministries Limited, Reverend Dr. Darlington G. Johnson, the talk insider interview, they also say the over 500 delegates them where they attend this year's Cardinal General Conference where Harvest Cathedral they hold for talk about the role of the church for promote global peace, security and development. And the talk this was SECA, the Cardinal General Conference where go start February 10, 14 to 17 this year. The program midday show they continue, and inside the program we the council with studio guest we now Christopher Wallace Johnson, we now the media and communication manager, office of the Ombudsman Salon, as he there for talk about some of the reforms and also the role of the Ombudsman in terms of addressing injustice and other related issues and we will command and facing now government public offices then. One for say good afternoon once more, welcome to the program.
Yes, thank you.
To start with, before we can look at some of the reforms we the happen now at the office of the Ombudsman, for listeners out there we sometimes can get confused over the role. When you talk about the office of the Ombudsman specifically, what's in now the role and responsibility of the office of the Ombudsman?
Well, thank you for where you get me now. So, first of all, make I just give you a brief background. the office of the ombudsman, na the 1991 constitution, na create section 146, subsection 2, na create this office here for look into the administrative action them. That action them way ministries, departments or agencies them can take, where can affect people them. Normally, the foundation outside this power all come out after the constitution. They don't create them. They don't say that office they for establish. We get the Ombudsman Act number 2 of 1997. We give we all them power and tell we how for go about the work. Primarily, it's a public service, but it not form part of the traditional public service. So it's an independent entity where, of course, the president now they appoint the ombudsman, subject to parliamentary approval. And last year in July, His Excellency the President appoint Emmanuel Sartondone, we a lawyer, of course. That office, if you not be lawyer, and if you not get over 10 or 15 years standing, you not definitely get for be the ombudsman. So one of the legal foundation then Adandi. And also the ombudsman office, as I've been on saying, a constitutional creation, and where they for ensure say people then treat them, company them fairly, they're accountable to their decision, and of course they're transparent in their public dealings. So this office here, they look into the administrative actions and omissions, because there are times that when some people and they take decision where they affect another person, they take and say, well, this office here and me government don't put here, and wait here I say na F court, whether I do them by willful, whether I mistakenly do them, or whether that something we don't plan. So we on office therefore look into the decision and the way people can take where they affect public service.
Okay, so for listeners out there, specifically, what's in now the role we go say the ombudsman supposed to do as per the constitution?
Yes, now make us say the role now for investigate the administrative actions. The Ombudsman Act go for say it make I just read that because this is a constitutional document. It say the office and creator for include the investigation of any action taken or omitted to be taken by or on behalf of A, any department or ministry of government, B, any statutory corporation or institution of higher learning or education set up partly or entirely out of public funds, and 3, any member of the public service we feel say the action we then take or the action we they not take way for making life better and bogam na then thing and we they look into.
Okay.
We they look into the action, the administrative decision them where then they take where they affect people them.
Okay. When you talk of investigating administrative decision or actions there, specifically can name one
now
example.
Like somebody go say unfair dismissal. You say boss can and money no more, you just say paddy man, I don't want you at this office again, I don't sack you, which is arbitrary. Would they look at when you come with your complaint, would they look at the complaint and we ask the person for explaining your side, because of course the lawyer then can say you get three sides to a story, your side, my side, and the truth. So would they call the complainant, say yes, come with your complaint, now this you see, then we ask the person, say yes sir, this complaint come, do you allow me get to your side? Based on your side, and we look at if it cause we for mediate, because we get other not to investigation no more, we can mediate and we can do some reconciliation activities and for let people let peace go there, because the bottom line of we own work now for let we get administrative justice across the board, not to half. Okay.
How often can you receive them cases here?
Well, almost on a daily basis we receive complaints, and before I declare this no, I try forget we own statistics for this last up to December of 2025. Inside Freetonia alone, we get 118 complaints. Nabo, we get 42 complaints. Inside Kenema, we get 22 complaints. Makeni, we get 17 complaints. and Putloko, we get 26 complaint. That total complaint day now 226 complaint we get for 2025.
Okay, from the statistics where you gave so far, the complaint they want to receive, how many of them are able to resolve, and how many of them want to go say are not able to resolve, channel them to the respective institutions?
Well, the complaint them we channel to respective institutions now 70. Now we will channel. Then we get 90, we're still there under investigation, and we conclude 65. So all that number I put together sum up to the 225 complaints where we get for 2025.
So the 90 were still under investigation. What's not the challenge we are facing?
Well, the challenge has response from the mostly from the parties complaint, like the institution where they complain. Then Sunday, the person they counts the complaint. Then he go. You know they come. Like you call them. He say, "I come for we follow up." So that one and they all we put and say we under investigation until we get a conclusion before we pull them under investigation.
Among the 225 in total complaints that we receive for 2025, which one are the most common one we receive?
The most common one are failure in service delivery. Meaning, people when they go for service them, they're not able to get them. Like the Ministry of Health. People when they go to hospital, they say they turn them back, say, "Mercy, no day." So most of them complain and they come. And also, unfair dismissal. Like we get one complaint where I don't name the institution, but then sack 5 people there. The person who actually commits the offense, as we can normally call them, in still the work. Then the other people there now where then they presume say they're innocent. Now then 5, then terminate. So then people then they bring that complaint they come to we, and we investigate the complaint. We find out say they not treat them fair. They may not even stop the people their salary. So we intervene in that matter. We make sure say they reinstate them back, despite they not put them at the same department with them in there. But we make sure say they put them back into government service. And right now they all 5 in a different ministries, department or agency.
So when you like receive them complaints there, so in terms of the one the way they come, bring kind of concern or the issues them, we like able for bring the institution or people away involved for service like able for mediate.
Yes, we use all the mechanisms in there. There are times we get one issue where is hell na saloon. We get what we call did you know of last year will be the try for raise the awareness, because as I tell you, we get a new ombudsman, we come in and he come with your vision for ensure say the office is visible. So he initiate a flyer will be sent out on the social media we call did you know, and we send one way go out as one institution where that be the highest institution complained of. So when we put that flyer there out, help work loose and begin go na newspaper, then they write, then they do all things. When the man in the fet na newspaper, where the newspaper then they attack the ombudsman, the same man will not respond to we over 2 or 3 years, because from the previous ombudsman they not respond. All of a sudden they might respond.
I know that's all.
Milty Magai. We get 2 responses for them. Now, first the issue is I think it have been personal things, but he used the office for above the people their livelihood. So then people then they come with a complaint to me. We don't. I remember
staff then at the university there.
Yes, they may not terminate them. They may not terminate them. But when you terminate person, then the person can't to we can lay the complaint. We they take the complaint and can go back to you say, now this person don't say. Do ya let me get to your side so that we go see if 1 we for investigate this case, or 2 we for mediate them where peace go in at the university. We write, we send several reminders. We not get any response. All of us sudden with that flyer they come out. Everything come on I do.
In most cases, they make recommendations.
Yes.
Their recommendations also they make. The institutions then can go by them.
Well, some institutions that we get integrity, then they abide. I'm not going to lay on a specific one right now, but I know say we get some institutions them, of course. The Sierra Leone police, I just name them. Now one people that will be definitely will be get problem with them. But I tell you for free now, any letter where you send to police, they take. In fact, it give a focal point. Say that particular person they now for contact anytime we issue, and I can tell you for free, from where we establish that cordiality, we know they get any major setback from the police. Because any letter will send, they must acknowledge them, they respond to it. If you ask for documents, they provide them. Of course, the military, it's a no-go area because they one and they, by the time the letter they reach, the Ministry of Defense, they don't forward and to order for do. They don't put telephone call directly, say we don't receive a letter, would they look at them and would they get back to us. So, would they get a response from them?
They get response from them, but from a report where they write in front of me here, many times when they do cases they want to investigate, when they make recommendation. But one of the challenge we when they facing are the issue of enforcement.
Yeah.
The Ombudsman office, as per the Constitution, will create the Ombudsman, not make specific provision in terms of enforcement.
Yes, that is clear. The Ombudsman self don't. Well, previous ombudsman said we don't pick them up. They try for work with the offices of the Attorney General and Minister of Justice. For let them decisions then or their recommendations then be binding on the institution, because just like you rightly say, somebody look all no more. And according to waiting we own act or the Ombudsman Act say, we get a procedure. After we don't investigate the complaint, we don't ensure say. We don't conclude them. We recommendation will write, we send them to the institution, say, now this we find out and now this one for do. Now then decision you have for do. Well, they get about 30 days for implementing that decision. If you not implement them, then we forward them to the minister where they supervise that particular ministry, department or agency. Himself gets a number of days where if you know ensure say the recommendation be implemented, what would they forward on to His Excellency the President? And same thing, the President self gets a number of days where the act give for himself look into that. If the President self not look into that, then we forward on to Parliament for let them debate them and turn them into law. But we not go up to that level yet. So currently we do a review of the Ombudsman Act. We get partners then from the Open Government Partnership where they join on with the Ministry of the Attorney General and Ministry of Justice and NACID for that we ensure say we review the Ombudsman Act wherein we will put enforcement powers then inside it.
Continue for day with me now the program in name na Christopher Wallace Johnson, we na the Media and Communication Manager Office of the Ombudsman. They talk about some of the roles and responsibility where this office supposed to do in terms of addressing administrative issues them of workman them where they work in public offices them. Continue for day with me now the program. When I come back to you, we can look at some of the reforms them where they happen now at the office of the Ombudsman. The program media show they continue, and inside the program we look at another issue. The Director of Tourism, Travel and Exchange Program at the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs, Mohamed Jallo, say the over 800 tourists them will come out from Europe and Africa for sake of this year Budapest Bamako Amateur Rally to help promote the country culture, development and also the economy. A talk this together democracy is our interview for sake of the 2026 Budapest Bamako Rally. For more on this, make we join with reporter Sonia Bell.
The Budapest Bamako Rally now one way salon we don't get the responsibility from the organizer in Hungary for host the finish line for 10 years from 2024 so till 2034. This event now one way stranger than they come out for different parts of the world like Europe and other African countries then. Outside and King Rally with Mutokaren for Camp Freetown. After this make this BNTM, the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs hosts the 2026 Budapest Bamako Rally. The Director of Tourism, Travel and Exchange Program, now the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs, Mohamed Jallo, explain more.
international visitors visiting Sierra Leone as part of the Budapest Bamako Freetown Challenge. This is the world's biggest amateur rally, and for the 6th time we are hosting them in Sierra Leone as a finish line destination. So as usual, this particular event, they will traverse from Europe, North Africa to Sub-Saharan Africa, and they end in Sierra Leone. But this particular one is unique. It is unique because we have the highest number of rally participants that are visiting the country. We have about 800 of them that are coming in.
Mohamed Jallo continue for talk more about how this event go impact Salone.
More the impact, positive impact in terms of socio-economic growth for our sector and for the country at large. You know, they will need place to stay, they will pay money for that, they will need place to eat, they will need place to move around once they get rid of their vehicle. So that is very good for the economy. You know, so what we want to do is to ensure that the next time they are coming, we make them stay even longer. Entry was very seamless. We were able to enter, and then they drove all the way to Buga Beach yesterday. We had a night full of fun yesterday. It was so interesting. People were there enjoying themselves, and they were enjoying the beautiful beach stretch of Sierra Leone, the white sand beach, the green mountainous backdrop, and of course the music. We even showcased the local fabric of Sierra Leone yesterday through our fashion. They enjoyed the beauty of our people, you know. And not only that, there was a mini gastronomy. We were able to promote our local cuisine yesterday. So it was very easy. It was full of program. In fact, they even organized a football match for the kids that are there, you know. And you know, this type of...
During this Budapest Bamako rally, I be talk to some politicians them. We come.
Hungary, yeah, it was a tough road, but it's definitely worth it. So we're hopping into the ocean. Thank you.
Andrew Zebo, and I'm the director of the rally. I am from Hungary. The 2.5 long journey. It was very difficult, very demanding, but we're here and we're very happy. This is my 10th time in Sierra Leone. I come here like I live here, so I love Sierra Leone. The country is improving all the time. The country is getting better. The people are super friendly and nice. And look, we have the new gate. This is going to be a permanent structure here in Freetown. I'm very excited about that.
From Wrocław in Poland. I'm here a second time. Very nice country, very nice people.
I'm from Poland. Nice, very nice.
Then Jaya we come from Hungary, Europe and other African countries them, and for tell Salone people and thank you for the good way how they hold them, and also commend the culture and other fine thing them where Salone gets, and also say then will continue for the Kamwa and the country for get good term from 10 to 10 for the Society for Radio Democracy. Now Sonia Bell and Fenella Edith Thompson puts this report together.
The program media show they continue. You can be part of the program by way go send message to the number 077981981 or go navigate the Democracy Facebook page so you can follow the program live, drop a question or comment on the issue we will discuss inside the program. I still get Christopher Wallace Johnson, we're a media and communication manager, Office of the Ombudsman. I come back to you, Christopher. Before you go for that insert today, you start to talk about the review of the Ombudsman Act. Basically, which one are they pull, which one are they add inside this act?
We get the department, a new department where the ombudsman creates, where the new ombudsman, we're in the Department of Policy, Partnership and Communication. That department, they invoke now for look into all the documents them we did, because imagine the Office of the Ombudsman, the act don't they into existence from 1997 and it all obsolete. So we they look at the incorporation of a deputy ombudsman, because we get just one ombudsman and we not get deputy like other institutions them, like the anti-corruption, you get the commissioner, you get the deputy commissioner. The ombudsman is just a standalone ombudsman, you get the secretary where they assist them. The other thing we look at for input now enforcement powers, because over the years we don't find out say we recommendations them not they be implemented, and if they be implemented they will be implemented partially. So under this reform we ensure say the law gets power for bet, and also we get the inside the strategic plan where this reform fall under winner from 2026 to 2029. We also try for enhance the investigative capacity of staff them, because I think it's over 5 or 6 years we get people that we don't train for able for investigate the cases them. And also we look at a case management system where once you don't come, you don't report your complaint to we, you don't need for come again to we. We get a tracker where they give you, get a code where we will give you, where you go online and try for follow up your case. You don't necessarily need for the can at the office any time. And also we try for expand on the accessibility, because currently we just did Bo Kenema, Makeni, Putloko, and we not do any other district headquarter town. So we try for go into the regional headquarter towns there now and try for see how best we can go into the district level where the office will be expanded. We look at Kailaung and Cambia forget an office. And also we try for see how best we can go at the institution there and look into the laws them we then get governing administrative decisions, because you get some law then the way where you self see, so you know say no, this is not for them with your error there. So mostly now then things and they would look at under this new department where the ombudsman create for ensure say by the time where it come out in our office, or by the time where this reform they take place, at least trust and confidence to go don't be restored in the office of the ombudsman.
So as we talk now, how far the review process?
Well, the review process, like I initially tell you, we get senior policy officer where they work with NACID, OGP, and then because it's a back and forth thing, they're still on them, and I believe say by mid this year we go don't conclude the reform.
So meaning that before the end of this year, we're going to get a new act where going to be amended?
Exactly.
What in this go bring calm in the work of the ombudsman?
Well, this will be a turning point for complainants them. And also when we don't get and they will forget what we call integrated oversight. Not so we no more go to look into the cases than they, because we get partnership with Human Rights Commission, we get partnership with the Anti-Corruption Commission, so and even Legal Aid Board. So even when we did in investigating we cases them, if we see anything where we know say either it's a corrupt act or a family affair or something human rights violation, we get them partners and they we send them complaint and they to we themselves will help you for solve them.
Okay. Apart from the review of the act, the ombudsman, the one with the head the office now, knew somebody.
Yes.
What are some of the changes then where it don't happen so far in the office of the ombudsman, apart from the review of the act?
Well, apart from the review of the act, of course, we not being get this new position when Adeso is a very new position when I come and then creator, because I was a communication officer. But if find out say communication officer, it's a limited scope. So now we bring and come big. We in charge of the media, and of course these flyers they move when they see where they go out. Now me personally they do them, and so one of the things that we want for seeing visibility. Of course, the challenges are there, financial challenges, and but it don't move around to donor partners for seek support, because when you go other countries, then you see the type of ombudsman that we then get. Because we can normally say we own the classical one, which is just one. Because you go to other countries, you get financial ombudsman, you get medical ombudsman, you get transport ombudsman, you get children's ombudsman. But for Saloya, one great ombudsman we get, and we all primarily we all work now for look into the administrative actions of MDAs, ministries, departments, and agencies, and also the institutions that we government money they inside, whether now government set up entirely or now half government money they inside, and they all the entire will be taken into consideration and look inside it.
One of the according to the reports, one major challenge with the office of the ombudsman don't they face over the years, that the issue of awareness raising.
Yeah.
Many people, when you talk to people out there, the streets of Freetown, They go tell you, say, we don't hear about that office there, but we don't know
What
wetin
they
dem
do.
dey
Yes,
And sometimes they can even misunderstand the office of the ombudsman to that of Labour Congress and other institutions. Them again, I asked you earlier on which specific cases then we want to address. You talk of administrative issues there, but when somebody gets a case in terms of like if a union case, if you go see it go na the office of the ombudsman instead of the Ministry of Labour or the Sierra Leone Labour Congress. For a better understanding of people out there where they listen and watch you live like Ready Democracy Facebook page, how far don't they go for ensure say you're able for explain to people out there that they understand the roles and responsibility and which are the specific mandate of the office of the ombudsman in terms of addressing specific cases there?
Well, I want to continue for say thank you to Radio Democracy, because from where this year start, Radio Democracy now the first don't give you opportunity for let the public know about what we they do. I mean audiovisual. We start this year we will continue for use with flyers them. We do some small TikTok videos and send them out. Now, we major constraint is financial. Then it goes without saying, and not so we no more they suffer that one day because we are fully funded by government. So now that make the ombudsman they try for work with partners them so that we go get way how far. Because if you look right now, there's no single signboard within Freetown or the regions we go say office of the ombudsman, except the one that we did at the offices. Funding now one major problem, and it go interest you for no say the vehicles them what they use. The one way the ombudsman itself they use is about 14 years old, and you get two other vehicles who are about 15 years old. Their vehicles and you can't carry them go even Waterloo. You will just they use them within town. So we're not even able for meet with targets, because even we budget what we submit, of course, as I say, the government get competing priorities, then get for prioritize, waiting they want for prioritize. But at the end of the day, we're not able to do waiting we want for do because of funds. So that make we continue for appeal to government, they are let the ace their small part the budget where they give you, and also donor partners them, let them come on board and let me ensure say this up, because plenty people then go always they refer to Justice Kawan, because he been get the donor support been there, government willingness been there for support up, but as the trend they change, things are coming on board, government they take plenty other things them on board, we're not able to maintain we balance again, but we continue to see how best we can able to do them in a small way.
Okay. Continue for the with me now the program in name Christopher Wallace Johnson, we are the Media and Communication Manager, Office of the Ombudsman. The program midday show they continue, and inside the program we look at another issue. The Commissioner for the National Commission for Social Action, Ambassador Ernest Domaina, say one of the things that we they're able to achieve now that they're able to change the life of poor people through the different program them we NACSA they implement. He talk this is one health worker we NACSA and the partner do for the workman them with the team inclusive social action for a resilient Sierra Leone. Well, for more on this, make we join with reporter Maggie Kamara Bangura.
The National Commission for Social Action, NACSA, na the body wey don dey work tranga one for CISE for promote social protection and bring development to deprived community dem na salon. As way for reduce pass MACPO na hard to reach area dem na the country. With this dem work wey dem don dey do over the past year dem for improve the welfare and living condition for vulnerable people dem. Make inside this week they organize one health walk for promote healthier and physical fitness and raise awareness to salon people but non-communicable sick dem like high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, and plenty other one dem. Inside this health worker bring workman and NACSA, development partner dem, and ordinary people dem across Freetown. The Commissioner for the National Commission for Social Action, NACSA, Ambassador Chief Ernest Domaina, explained the reason for the program.
Well, so since I started working at NACSA as Commissioner, I came with a theme rebranding of NACSA. After 2 or 3 years now, we have another theme which is inclusive social action for a resilient Sierra Leone. But we cannot be in social action without making sure our health is good. So the idea of having health work is to make sure that as we serve our communities, not just that we want to make sure that we are healthy, we want to make sure that we are good looking for the good of the people out there. That is the essence. But more especially, the theme is about also the agenda of His Excellency the President, Dr. Julius Maada Bio. He said to us, we should move Sierra Leone to the next level wherein Sierra Leoneans has to be healthy and productive. So that is the reason.
Ambassador Chief Ernest Bemba Domaina continue for talk about them partnership them.
At NACSA, we partner with the ACC, NACOM, UNICEF, AfriMoney. We work with them in terms of cash transfer. And of course, ACC in terms of grievance redress. ACC is helping us with that. And also, you saw AfriMoney and Port Authority. We are here to share our efforts that we do in communities. And more especially, the collaboration you mentioned is important. Once you are serving our local communities, it's important to collaborate and do the efforts together for the good of our people.
Way in the talk, the Minister of Planning and Economic Development, Kenya Bale, say if Stadion and NACSA one work on plan for the country in development one, na action for day before.
If you really want work to plan for the country, action, social action, you need the strength, you need the vitality, the health, not for your body, but also your mind. And one of the things for those who are the vulnerable people in this society. So I'm ready because action, when I know, they will know. Now we put the social action and NACSA. Action, and someone I can see now, they mean an action person. But we get a close collaboration with NACSA, not just because they are common, but because we do the same thing.
Kenya Bale, enough to talk to Stadion and NACSA say, they for work together as one, for push Shalom go before, and continue for support vulnerable people them, for the Society for Radio Democracy. Nina Megi Kamara Bangura, the report.
Media show and they come over to me. Studio guest we now Christopher Wallace Johnson, Media and Communication Manager, Office of the Ombudsman. Earlier you talk about cases that were still under investigation. What thing they happen to them cases and how long will it take for investigate them?
Well, like I initially tell you, then cases in the under investigation, we know they keep them that long. Within the next 2-3 months, if we don't get rid of them. Because,
how long will it take for investigate a case?
That again depends on the cooperation of the institution complained of. Because the complainants go don't bring a complaint come. We go don't write within 5 days we don't bring and come. We don't write to the institution and tell them say we get this complaint. We somebody called against Una. We want Una own side. The people are not going to respond. After 5 days again, we send a reminder. After another 5 days, we send another reminder. We go do a follow-up. Sometimes I didn't go tell you, say, hey, the power for respond, not at all. But all this time, when they receive the correspondence, and one thing we act, failing to reply to members of the public. Now an offense, but like you rightly say, enforcement powers are not there. So inside this reform, we put enforcement powers per 19 and day. When I write you, you get for respond to me. Whether you just say, hey, I don't receive your letter, or they look into them. Some other institution, the way write and say, we don't send them to we lawyer them, then they look at them. So now most of them delay and they make we getting lapse there. But according to we service charter, within 3 months we don't done with everybody in case.
Una can feel disappointed at times after another investigate a whole case, make una recommendation and send them to the institution we involved, and at the end of the day, they know go by una recommendations then?
Well, there are times, of course, we are humans, we go get fulfilled that way, but we know they do them on a personal level, they do them at institutional level. So when we don't send we recommendation to the head of the institution, like I rightly say, if he not respond, we send them to the minister we responsible. The minister himself gets his own time, as I don't tell you. So we don't act not give power for force anybody for implementing things. So it's based on the integrity of the individual where they lead the institution for ensure say yes, ombudsman don't say A, B, C, and D. For integrity's sake, make a comply. Whilst you get some people then go tell you say elect you can go state house, I know they do them. And we can forward them to the minister the minister would alright say, I don't tell this person for do am, but he not do am. So there are times if you see some institution them, they drag foot, and some of them thing and they some man they look inside hole. They say inside hole is sharp. So you will say educate, but all that we dey try for put an end to through this reform.
You think say because of the enforcement way the ombudsman office lack right now, don't be the kind of setback for our work?
Yeah, of course, that goes without saying, because if we look at WIO institution, imagine from 1991 constitution, the office began operating in 1997. All the other institutions that really come after we don't get enforcement powers, we make where you see one letter come also, you say this letter come out from this institution, people then cooperate. But we say, left an ombudsman, I talk no more than they talk, they not get nothing for doing. So one of the major problem na that day, because if we get our enforcement powers, when the ombudsman they sit panel and complain and they assume the powers of a high court judge. So technically, the recommendation of the ombudsman for be implemented, but as you rightly say, when you get the lawyers there, where they look at it and they say, no worry, na talk no more, then go talk. But at the end of the day, through this reform, we will get for put an end to that, and people then go able for see me. Because of course, people that they tell we plain now feasible, now Allah no more, now they allow, not get nothing for do. But soon we will get something for do.
Part of the reforms them where you talk about, say the ongoing now, you talk about challenge of resources.
Yeah.
Where you say now one major challenge where they actually affect on our work, on our want for do more, but lack the resources.
Yeah.
How not only engage the Ministry of Finance for looking into this, because the issue of injustice now one way don't become common now public offices then. How far not engage the ministry for ensure say una get una resources and on time for address some of the issues there?
Well, engaging with the engagement with the Ministry of Finance, it don't tell what they do. It don't tell what they engage them. But as I rightly tell you, where you go and say you get government get competing priorities, and so we will say okay, next year we will come, we will look out for una, we will see how we go do. Next year come back, say well we get this or that, So currently, now the lobbying pattern what they use now, they try for lobby the Ministry of Finance, because definitely we don't meet the chief minister, we don't explain to them, we don't meet the Minister of Finance, we don't talk to them. Then they show willingness for support the office, but I think themselves a bit constrained for make some decision for but we continue for engage them for ensure say administrative justice now something we will respect in this country.
And on a thing say the political willingness for support on our fights?
Of course, the last time the ombudsman go take oath, His Excellency the President assure him of a willingness for support the office. But of course, they walk through with the Chief Minister. Last about 2 weeks ago, we get an engagement with him before he travel go Dubai, and he don't promise. We say definitely he and President go see them, and definitely this year we will see a change.
Okay. Apart from, now look again at some of the other reforms and where they happen right now at the office of the Ombudsman.
Yeah, so we they try for get 2 projects where the Ombudsman they try for push. One now for take the Ombudsman to schools. We want for create clubs them, now then schools then they for let we able for teach them at the tender age, at that young age they for know waiting administrative justice, waiting for know waiting and good for know about fairness, and also waiting for know about transparency and accountability. So the Ombudsman to school project now one way we don't try for meet the donors them for let we able for implement that. Then secondly, now the expansion we will try for get regional offices them now Cambia as well as Kailaon. So those are the 2 major other things them we did inside this reform.
Taking the Ombudsman to schools then, which impact will this could create?
Now, we can people then can say catch them young, and we want for ensure say we get a just society in the next 20 years. We want a society where people are transparent, where people are going to deal with the company fairly, and a society where they will call you for come. They're not going to even call you because you always they are ahead of things because you are accountable. Not to Sierra Leone way they call you for car. Say Pakalo, we see your signature now. We see now you begin all a different thing. We want that society where picking and no for no say yes. This na good. This na bad. Now make us so happy where we don't bring civics come back into we school curriculum. So that's when the people then go know the rights, the responsibilities, and what's in it for do.
Continue for the with me at the program in name na Christopher Wallace Johnson and in the Media and Communication Manager, Office of the Ombudsman. The program Media Show they continue, and inside the program we look at another issue. The project manager for the JICA Peninsula Electrification Project, Engineer Peter Ibrahim Vandi, say by 2027 all community them in our western area peninsula go don't get light. He talked this to get the democracy after where the Ministry of Energy and the Electricity Distribution Supply Authority go compensate 29 people them where they live around Success to Kerry Town na the western area peninsula. Engineer Peter Ibrahim Vandi talk more about this story. Reporter Chino Jallo inside this interview.
The JICA Peninsula Electrification Project now a project where the counterpart funding. That means governments of Sierra Leone, together with the Japanese government, and they come together and provide a fund, a total of about $22 million. And then, like as I say, government gets your contribution, and the Japanese government. And the aim for this project now for electrify communities from Success up to Kerry Town, including York, Kent, and then area and the all. And within the project they do specifically. They build a substation na York and they build another substation na Tombo. The substation they build na York na 11 kV substation and na 15 MVA power transformer they installed it. And they do the same thing na Tombo. And then they get for run 33,000 volt line between them two substations here, and they get for do 11 kV feeders, MV feeders, medium voltage feeders, and they get for do low voltage lines them. We get for take the power to the individual customers through small transformers them. And when you don't do that, you also get for include prepaid meters now all the communities there. So the project as they implement them and for all make sure say ETSA will expand to them and cover them community there, and their community there. This project will help them for carry out their business and begin the way to go school. I mean, they will benefit, and of course, you go generate income for ETSA and the government.
How long this project on a bidon sign up with this JICA?
This project, the first sign in December, 19th December 2022, and the project is a 5-year lifespan project. That means by 2027 next year, the project will conclude by December. JICA for done and hand over this project to ETSA for operate.
What are the status of the project now, the 2026?
Well, as it is now, we did now for let procurement start. And technically, the project already been start because we don't do public disclosure, we don't do site handover, and if we visit the site, we will see some civil works and they go on. So the project don't start now. The procurement phase now, where the equipment then will begin for shipper in very soon.
And I believe the project will complete by the year 2027.
Of course, we're very confident about that because what the Japanese government do for they not just provide the fund and the equipment, they also make sure say the contractor for the project now a Japanese contractor in Takaoka. So they don't there right now, and then they make sure say they implement the project to standard and therefore go according to the timeline.
In terms of work done so far, what you go rate? What are your ratings?
Well, so far I would say the work day as per expectation because not just the preliminary stage, but the civil work done advanced now. So, and in terms of quality, the project day up to expectation.
This project talk anything about power generation?
No, this is not a generation
but
project.
It is from the already generated power.
Of course, this is not a distribution project, and it try for expand we distribution and also provide reliability because with this project, it able for make Freetown become a ring. It close the gap between Waterloo and Success. And when that happen, it means if we get problem in the routes where we send power right now to Waterloo, we can route them through Godrich and supply the other areas.
So when actually physical work will start?
Well, like as we say, physical work is already done start.
You mean the putting poles, running cables?
The electrical installation. Well, that one, of course, like as I said, on procurement. So maybe by the next 2 to 3 months, I mean, we'll begin to see the equipment and they come in, and as they come in straight away, we'll begin to see poles.
As part of this project, also they compensate people. We want to give you rundown on how that one day and how one for factor and people ask for benefits.
Thank you very much. We know say them kind of projects they are na electrification project. We therefore use the right of way when a corridor outside utility there for pass, and na part of government's new responsibility also apart from the money where the fund where government contributes. Now government is responsible for provide land for make sure say this project they implement and well. So in doing that, we begin to identify this right of way, but also not forget say here in Salon sometimes right of way can interfere. People they can interfere. Even though people don't interfere, government right for taking them place they are, but we no one for do them in a way where people they know will be glad about the project. So then we could be identify people that were affected along that corridor, along the corridor from Success up to Tombo, and then people they also according to the facility where they get will be able for Costa and will make small stipend way in the form of check when they do today we'll call a compensation of project affected persons.
Okay, how many people in total?
Well, in total we talk about 29 people now affected. Even though
where to where?
From Success right up to Keriton.
Okay.
Yes. Now about 29 people are affected, but not all of them. Definitely 100%. About 2 or 3 days, we in the verification process, along the verification process, the able because of the provide some documents, the will come to that. But even that, we get them at the list.
Okay.
But about let's say 95% of them benefits from that because they are confirmed.
That's the project manager for the JICA Peninsula Electrification Project, Engineer Peter Ibrahim Vandi. They talked to Chino Jallo inside an interview. They also say by 2027, all community in the Western Area Peninsula go down get light. I come over to my studio guest with Christopher Wallace Johnson, Media and Communication Manager, Office of the Ombudsman. As with the roundup, what will be in terms of assuring Sierra Leoneans them out there where they watch you and listen to you say the Office of the Ombudsman don't get a new face and ready and position itself for addressing injustice in public offices there?
Well, let me continue for I will continue for say thanks to Radio Democracy. The role of Ombudsman now for bridge the gap between the citizen and the public institution. We are office of course they support waiting with Monkey called good governance we for help say for ensure say we get administrative fairness and of course transparency in all we dealings, and also when the ombudsman they doing work, if you see anything we not they go well with the particular institution, because we get some institution that we get systemic problem that we dey inside the during the investigation, we can ensure say we look at and try for recommend that then we change the laws and but on a better side, I want to assure the people and say the ombudsman we don't come, Mr. Tondone, he get the vision for promote this particular institution because himself na person we don't work with human rights people them, so we understand within administrative justice, likewise administrative injustice. So he passionate about this. That's why he don't come with the reform, and they believe say by the end of the year we go done this reform, and coming 2027 we ensure say this law go don't pass, and definitely we go see the difference inside the activities them of the Office of the Ombudsman. So do ya not continue for suffer in silence. If you get complaint, not keep unto yourself, not let your case give God. Come to the Office of the Ombudsman. Let you see how best we can able for help you, so that we go live peaceable in this country.
One for say plenty thank you to you, Christopher Wallace Johnson, Media and Communication Manager, Office of the Ombudsman, for where you take your time for be part of the program today, Media Show.
Thank you for having me, and tell thank you to 98.1 for this opportunity.
With that, now will be studio guest, we Christopher Wallace Johnson, Media and Communication Manager, Office of the Ombudsman. We talk about some of the roles and responsibility and also reforms them now where they happen at the Office of the Ombudsman. Well, fumble them, we'll not get time anymore. Also the edition of the program Midday Show go left you. Plenty thank you to the production team and also plenty thank you to DJ Lulu for technical support and Fatmata Samura for we make us see we live now with Facebook page. So till we meet again, Mina Adeyemi Jackson, they say goodbye.